Well, I'm taking Farmer's daughter to the airport this afternoon, so I think I'll clean the truck up. It hasn't had a good bath. I have just washed it this morning, but I need to vacuum the inside, do the windows, dust it out. It hasn't had a good washing or bath in a good while, since last year, I guess, sometime. So I don't want to take her in a dirty truck. I'm going to give Farmer's daughter my GoPro to take with her on this trip. She has a good DSLR camera, you know, one of those large ones with the lens that zooms in and out real nicely, but it's so heavy and bulky, and she's already concerned she has too much packed, so she doesn't really want to take the camera with her, which is a shame because I think there would be a lot of great pictures to be had on this European vacation. So I asked her this morning if she'd like my GoPro, so I'm going to give that to her. So that's small and compact, and it takes decent pictures as well. So you may not get many videos from me the next 2 weeks since she'll have my GoPro. You know, I'm using the Osmo Pocket this morning. It's not quite as durable as the GoPro. I can't just set it up somewhere. I don't have all of the mounts for it. It's okay for just holding it like this and doing some filming. I guess if I have anything important going on, I could pull out the old GoPro. I still have that, and that works. But, so yeah, don't expect much from me in the next 2 or 3 weeks, I guess, if I'm going to give her my GoPro. So let me do some vacuuming, dusting, and washing windows here and get this cleaned up for her. All right, the truck is cleaned and vacuumed. I didn't get to the windows, so let me go change my clothes. It's time to go down and pick up Farmer's daughter and head to the airport with her. Alright, these are the soybeans I sprayed a couple days ago. Looks like the ragweed is turning brown here on the top. Yeah, this was probably a little bit taller than it should have been before I sprayed it, but it's not a whole lot of it out here, mainly just on the end of the field here. And then once you get out in here in the field, there was not a lot of ragweed, if any, really. It was mainly morning glory out here, but here we are, knee-high soybeans on, what is it, July 13th, I think. Is that flux star going to affect this corn? I hope so. I have a little bit of volunteer corn out here, not too terribly bad. Morning glory here and here. They're dying. That's good. So I think I've cleaned up these soybeans. Now we just need some rain on here to make them take off and grow. And the corn on the other side of the road is just starting to tassel, of course, because we've got some of the hottest weather of the year happening this week. Temperatures in the low 90s, heat index 100 or more, because of the humidity. So yeah, of course that corn is going to tassel because heat does affect the pollination of corn. And it's not in a good way. Not when you get extreme temperatures. So we've got, what do we got here? About 8 foot corn, 9 foot corn. Ear height about chest high, but here's the concern I've got right here. Morning glory coming up in here. Man, morning glory creates a hell of a problem in corn, because at this point there's nothing you can do about it. All right, not as bad once I get out here in the field. One or two here and there. Here's a couple, one or two there. Mainly the 6 rows on the end here. Well, I say that, but then as I look around here, I see some more. But we've got good healthy stalks here. Just send us some rain now. That's what we need. Now I've got to find my way out of here. I think this is the way out. I can hear the truck. All right, I've got just a little bit more spraying to do. Farmer's daughter made it to her destination this morning after a 4-hour flight delay last night. It was ridiculous. She was delayed about an hour and a half getting on the plane. I think what they told her was something about a software malfunction. No, a software update. That's what it was. They had to do a software update. So once the software update was completed, they let everybody on the plane. And then I think the excuse they gave them was, we're waiting for final paperwork to be delivered to the pilot. And then a half hour or so goes by. Oh, we've been sitting here so long with the engines running, we've got to refuel now. Another half hour or so goes by. Oh, we need to do another software update. And then after that, another half hour goes by. In the meantime, they have given people the option of getting off of the flight and rebooking or going home or doing whatever. And then another half hour or so goes by. We're waiting on paperwork again for the pilot. Oh, what a shit show it was. So she sat on the plane for 2.5 hours at the gate before they finally took off. But she did get to her destination, so that's good. Oops, wrong window here. So this corn is shorter, not quite tasseling yet. This is the field that was tilled up. So we're a couple days behind, even though it's all the same. Is it all the same variety? I thought it was all the same variety. Now I've got to go back and look at my notes, but it was all planted the same day. No, it may be a different variety. So, but you can still see this part was tilled, and where you see a few more tassels coming out over there, that was the no-till part. So still a noticeable difference in the height and in the maturity of it. And you can see along here, coming up, what the deer have been doing. Coming out of here and knocking this corn down or eating on the edges of it. Just mainly in this particular spot along the end right now. Yeah, a low spot there, the grass has come up. And another low spot right here where the water likes to lay, so some more grass. When I turned over in bed this morning at 5 o'clock, I picked up my phone to check the flight status of her flight, and it had just landed. So I sent a text message to her. I said, hey, I see you've landed, that's good. So then at 7 o'clock or thereabouts, when I finally woke up for good, I sent her another text message. Hey, did you get to your hotel okay? She said, yeah. She said she blamed me for not giving her enough information about the trains in Amsterdam getting from the airport to her hotel, but she figured it out and found out the information she needed and got on the train. So she was already sitting at the bar, apparently. That's what she told me, but it is a 6-hour difference. So if it was 7 o'clock here, it would have been 1 o'clock in the afternoon over there. But I guess I've taught her well if she was already sitting at the bar. How well can you see this? So I did not have enough spray to spray this 2 days ago, this field. So on the left-hand side, it has been sprayed. On the right-hand side, it has not been sprayed. So can you kind of see the difference here? The beans on the right-hand side, a little bit greener, a little bit taller. Well, that's because this Flex Star has dinged these beans a little bit. We've got a little bit of cupping and curling here. It's not bad, but my track was there, so right about here is where that boom stopped, and I can see the dividing line. Not sure if this camera will pick it up enough to see that dividing line where these beans are not. They have not been sprayed, so they were not dinged with the chemical, that Flex Star. But I do have a little bit of weeds and grass out here that I'm trying to kill, so I do need to spray this. They're a little bit under drought stress, so that is why we're going to get a little bit of a ding with this chemical. But I do have to get rid of this grass. A little bit of morning glory coming up. But hey, these soybeans are starting to bloom. See a couple of blooms on them. See this purple bloom right there? We need some rain on them badly. All right, let's get back in here and finish this up. I've got about 5 acres here to finish, and then one other 9-acre field on this farm on the other side of those trees to finish up. And then I'll have all of my full season soybeans will have been sprayed. I should not have to come back and spray anything else as far as weed control. If this dry weather continues, we could get some what are they? Oh, spider mites. That's what they're called. So yeah, if this dry weather continues, some spider mites could come in. And then of course we've got podworms that could affect us later in August. So, but as far as weed control, this is going to be it. Then I'll still have my double crop soybeans to spray one more time for weed control. All right, maybe this angle you can see a little better. The yellow tint the soybeans farther across have versus I've just made one pass in this field right now on the second pass where these soybeans are just a little bit greener. They haven't been dinged yet, but after I put this spray on, I can come back tomorrow and they'll have a little bit of cupping to them, I'm sure. We've got a chance of rain to the next couple of days, actually. So here's hoping that we get some of that rain to help everything out. We finally got some much needed rain Tuesday afternoon, July 18th. Look at this. 2.7 inches in the gauge. We got most of this on Sunday, about midday Sunday. It was a heck of a rain. So things should start looking a whole lot better around here. Soybeans are starting to pop up above the straw stubble here. I'll have to get back in here in the next week or so and spray these one more time. Got a little bit of grass coming up here. There's going to be a little bit of volunteer wheat as well, I would imagine anyway. Usually it's mainly on the end. Yep, right here. Some volunteer wheat. But looking pretty darn good at the moment with that 2.7 inches of rain. Okay, what the heck is going on here? I aired this tire up last Thursday before I left. Here it is Tuesday, and it hasn't gone flat. Let me check the air pressure in it. actually I didn't move this. I had 16 pounds of pressure. Let's see what it has now. And it still has 16 pounds of pressure. So, did somebody come down here and let the air out of my tire? That makes no sense. My wife has always threatened if I pissed her off, she would come down here and let the air out of all my tires. Not put holes in them, just let the air out, take the valve stem out. I don't recall doing anything in the last couple of weeks to make her mad, but maybe it's possible I just made her a little mad, so she just let the air out of one tire. I don't know. We'll keep an eye on it and see if it goes down anymore.